Exercise 10.1, Problem 1, Division 2, Solution. Draw a graph for the function y equal to minus 4x square. So, like the previous problem, we need to create a table with the values of x and the you need to find the corresponding value of y as per this function. After that, we'll have to select the scale, and after that, we'll have to collect the set of points which needs to be plotted. And thereafter we can go ahead and plot them on the graph and join them with a smooth curve. Okay, so let's get to the first step of making the table. Like I told in the previous case, we'll select values of x between minus 3 and 3 with an interval of 1. So the typical x values are minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. And their squares are x square, right? So minus 3 square is 9, minus 2 square is 4, and so on, right? And thereafter the third row is actually the value of y as per the function, which is minus 4x square. So this is x square, so which means we'll have to multiply these values with minus 4. So minus 4 into 9 is minus 36, minus 4 into 4 is minus 16, minus 4 into 1 is minus 4, and you can complete the remaining cells. So now we have the table completed. The next thing is that we'll have to fix up the scale. So now look at the x values. X values typically we are taking it minus 3 to 3. So we can take x-axis, the scale of x-axis 1 centimeter equal to 1 unit. Now coming to the y-axis, you see the range. It is ranging from minus 36 to 0. So we cannot have 1 centimeter equal to 1 unit, in which case we need 36 centimeters to mark this point. So we'll have to take y in this y-axis. The scale is 1 centimeter equal to 2. Also will be little difficult. It will become 18. 2 is possible, but I've taken it as 4 centimeter. So 1 centimeter equal to 4 units. Right? So 2 I think is possible. So you'll have 18 centimeters, but if you want to have it on the negative side of y-axis few points, it is possible, but I've taken it as 4 units. Okay, so scale for the y-axis is 1 centimeter equal to 4 units. So now the scale is done. So now we'll have to collect all the points which needs to be plotted. What are the plots? So what are the points? Minus 3, minus 36. The x value pair. Okay, the pair of x values. Okay, x and y values. I'm sorry. So minus 2, minus 16 needs to be plotted. Minus 1 and minus 4. 0 and 0, 1 and minus 4, 2 and minus 16, 3 and minus 36. So these are the points which needs to be plotted. So we collect all the points here. So now we have done the job. So thereafter we have to go ahead and plot the points on the graph paper, graph sheet, and join them with a smooth curve. So these are the typical steps. So what is the next step? We'll have to go ahead and mark our axis. First we have to mark the x-axis, y-axis as per this scale. Okay, that is the first thing. So x-axis you'll have to mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 6 or 8 depending upon the size of the sheet actually. Okay, I have done it as 8 for a particular reason on the screen for it to bring uniformity. You can mark x values 1 to 6 on the positive side, 0 to 6 and 0 to minus 6 or minus 8, whichever suits you. And on the y-axis you'll have to again plot the points so that we get at least minus 36 there. Okay, let's do that. So axis, so this is your x-axis and this is your y-axis. Before that, one thing which you'll have to see here, the y values are all negative, which means the curve is going to exist only below the x-axis. It's not going to exist above the y-axis. That is one observation you'll have to make. Okay, whereas x value is located on both sides, both on the negative side as well as on the positive x. But whereas y is only existing in negative value, so it is the curve is going to exist only below the x-axis. Okay, so there is no point extending the y. I've just put 2 centimeters. There is no point going above this because none of the points are in the positive plane of the y-axis, right? So, or on the positive side of the y-axis. All the points are in the negative side. So this is your negative y, right? So all the points are below the x-axis. There are no points above the y-axis. So that is why I'm not extending this y-axis up to 36. I've just limited it to 2 centimeters only. I'm not taking any more because it's a waste of space there. But I need to at least have 2 centimeters to show the positive y-axis, negative y-axis. Okay, so that's the reason I've taken 2 centimeters on the y-axis. Now, x-axis, as I told you, I'm marked 1 to 8. You can mark it 1 to 6 or 1 to 8 depending upon the width of the sheet, and I have done it my 0 to 8 on the positive side, 0 to minus 8 on the negative side. If the sheet allows, you do it, or do it 0 to minus 6. But as we know, the values are limited only up to minus 3. So even if you have minus 4 is good enough. So as much as your space or the width of the paper allows, you mark your x-axis. Right. Why, the positive side I've taken only 2 centimeters. So depending upon the availability, you can mark the negative side of the y-axis, and every centimeter is 4 units as per the scale, right? The scale is y-axis 1 centimeter equals to 4 units. So you can write all the values. So 0, 4, this is for 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 3 centimeter in your graph sheet, right? So 0, 4, minus 8, sorry, 0, minus 4, minus 8, minus 12, minus 16, up to minus 40 I have done, because our value extends only up to minus 36 on the y side, right? So the y-axis extends from 0 to minus 40 on the negative side and 0 to 8 on the positive side. X-axis extends from 0 to 8 on the positive side and 0 to minus 8 on the negative side. Now we have marked the x-axis and y-axis. You have written down the scale, and we have got the points which needs to be plotted. So now let's do the plotting. So first plot minus 3 minus 36. So x is equal to minus 3 and y is equal to minus 36, right? So x is equal to minus 3. So it starts somewhere here, okay? And y equal to minus 36. So, I'm sorry, x is equal to 3, right? I have x is equal to minus 3. This is the point. So this is wrong, okay? Okay, so x is equal to minus 3 and y is equal to minus 36. So this is the point, right? So you come down horizontally along this line and come down vertically down here. So the meeting point is the point. Okay, so this is minus 3 minus 36. Now let's take minus 2, 16. X is equal to minus 2. So x is equal to minus 2. Y is equal to minus 16, right? So we'll have to go horizontally here and vertically down here. So the meeting point is this point, minus 2 and 16. Next one is minus 1, minus 4. So this is minus 1 and this is minus 4. So this is the point. The next one is 0, 0. 0, 0 is the intersection of x-axis and y-axis. Next is x is equal to 1 and y is equal to minus 4. So x is equal to 1, this one, and y is equal to minus 4. So you go down, sorry, go right and go down. The next one is 2 and minus 16. So 2 is this and this is minus 16. Similarly, you can do the other point also. So now we've got all the points. So we'll have to join them using a smooth curve. As I told in the previous problem, please join them with a very thin line using a scale, but with a very thin line. Draw it with a very thin line and then draw the smooth curve. Okay, and when you're drawing, when you're connecting these 2 points, keep an eye on the next point. That way you will get a smooth curve. Okay. So after joining all the smooth by the smooth curve, this is how the graph will look. So what is the observation? The curve does not exist, the graph does not exist above y-axis. It is symmetrical about the y-axis. The curve, the graph does not exist above the x-axis and it is symmetrical about the y-axis. So this end, you write the equation of the, or the function of the graph here. Okay, so the graph should contain the function apart from the points in the smooth curve, and also the scale must be there. Okay, so I hope I made it clear. If not, please go through one more time. It will become clear. Thanks for watching this video.